Okay, let's talk a little bit about assignment number 3, the press release assignment. The way I graded this, I was looking at 5 different elements and giving you 20 points apiece for that. So I was looking at the general format and the introduction. I was looking at your headline. I was looking at your lead, being your lead sentence and your lead paragraph, looking at the body, and at your boilerplate. Um, and just a note on press releases, the way we're working through them in this class is sort of in the old style, when we used to actually put these things on paper. Being that they are mostly put out through web and other types of electronic media, we're doing them a little bit differently these days. And one of those ways we're doing them differently is just in the date that goes on them. In the past, we were putting dates on them, saying for release on a certain date, which was basically what we call in the book an embargo. Really, if you're going to put a press release up on the web, it's fair game. It's very unlikely that a source, especially a web source, is going to abide by your embargo. So you really don't want to put this stuff up there until you are ready to release it to the media and general public. If you want to embargo something, the best way to do it is to get your press release and your materials to your connectors via email or via some other format that's not going to be public like a website. So for format, I was looking at the general information. What I did want to see is that you did indicate it was a press release in very sort of bold, distinct letters on top. Some of you just put the words press release in regular type, which is okay, but I'd like to see you announce it a little bit more. If this was something that's going out via the web, you'd have a press section, so it would be apparent that all of the things there are press releases, but I just want to make sure that you distinguish that this particular item is a press release and should be treated that way. Again, it should either say for immediate release or have a time on it, and in that top bar or somewhere on the press release, you need to have your contact information, your name, your company. Your title is usually good. If it's PR professional, put that in there somewhere. Then phone number for sure, a phone number where you could be reached at any time, not just office hours, email address, and hopefully you're attached to some sort of social media. So Twitter, IM, Facebook, those sorts of things are also useful these days. You can put your mailing address on there too. Not necessarily sure that's going to be useful in this day and age, and the mailing addresses are easy to find. So that's the first piece. Then I was looking at a headline. Wanted something catchy yet relevant to the subject. I want you to get the connectors interested in the story you're about to lay out before them. So I want something. I don't want something kitschy. I don't want something that's cute or over playful, but something that's really going to gather their attention and something that's fairly short. If you want to extend the headline and put some more detail in there, you can always use a subhead. And then in the first paragraph, your lead paragraph, I want to see that you have a date line there, so when this thing happened or is about to happen. So that's the first thing. You usually have city, state, and date in bold, and then a dash, and then you get on with your lead sentence and lead paragraph. Your lead paragraph's about letting the connector know why this particular subject is important to him or her and his or her audience. Why do I care about this? Why am I going to cover this story? That you want to get across in the lead. And then the next section, the body, is really filling in some of the details. And here I was looking to see product information. In the case of this assignment, you can bring in technical specifications, any data that you have. Statistics are wonderful. Quotations that you have from experts or executives within the company are really, really valuable in this case. As well as our customer testimonials. So if you can bring those into the body, that's great. You should really have 2 or 3 body paragraphs in addition to your lead, and then the boilerplate. And the boilerplate is really basic information. If someone were to ask you, what company do you work for and what is it about, think about a 30-second elevator speech about what the company is. So really, that's the mundane stuff. This is the piece of information about your company that is going to be on every press release that you do. If you're doing them web-based, they would be the boilerplate would be there as sort of an about us in your PR and press section. So that is it for this particular assignment. Make sure you make notes of this because you're going to be doing it again in the project. Also, if you would like to resubmit this, you can do so by or a week from the original due date. So if you resubmit it a week from the original due date, I will regrade it and hopefully that'll help you get your grades up. Again, if you're writing these sorts of things, you're going to be going through an edit mode, so this is really part of the process. So if you have any questions, please get in touch with me. Thanks.